I need help.
One of the things that we talk about, so here last year we donated almost 24,000 minutes to nonprofits to come and tell their stories. They're the big ones that everyone knows, and people are kind of like really trying to get next to them to give money. I always say to people, I work with the nonprofits that they're maybe 3, 5 employees, and 28 volunteers trying to change the world. One of the things that we do here is, and when we talk about the disability world, especially when you're visually impaired, is it's something, but you don't know until you meet that person.
Right.
And then all of a sudden it becomes, so how do you, like when I first met Mike Lee, I'm like, yo, man, you have to be the spokesman for all the blind people and tell us how things work. Because how many blind people do we know, or visually impaired people that we know, that we feel comfortable asking the question to?
Right.
We might want to know, but how do we know if we don't ask them? So when you talk to people, how do you put a face on or a personality on a disability,
Right.
so that people kind of feel comfortable enough to start talking about it or asking about it?
So there are, we serve about 11,000 individuals. There are more than 20,000, and that number is, I'm told, woefully low in the Richmond region. And there are almost 200,000 individuals in Virginia who are blind or have significant vision impairment. I'm going to ask you to do something, Mike. I want to answer your question through a demonstration. Is that okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right, I want you to close your eyes. And it's nighttime. And you just got home. The lights are off in the house. Walk through the door. Don't turn on the lights. You need to put down your briefcase, hang up your coat, take off your shoes, whatever your routine is. Don't turn on the lights. Maybe you have a pet and their toys are everywhere, and you're concerned as you're walking through the house. You need to find the hanger to hang up your coat. You need to find the place to put your briefcase so it doesn't tip over. Don't turn on the lights. You're thirsty. You go in the kitchen. First, you have to make it through the doorway. And now you have to find out where the glasses are. It's your kitchen, but there are no lights on. Not one. Not even a glimmer of a light. You try to find the cabinet. You're trying to find a glass and not break others as you take that glass. And now you're trying to find the faucet, and you miss the glass as you're trying to put water in it. But eventually, you can find the light, Mike. You can open your eyes, because you can. But if you're blind,
You can't.
you cannot.
I had Shay Wynn on from American Idol, and she had lost her sight when she was 16. And so I'm talking to her, and she's explaining things about being independent, and her mom was there with her, and she's an artist, so she's a singer. And a lot of times you get with you don't look like you're blind. And she said people say that
Yeah.
a lot of times. And she talks about listening and the things that people take for granted.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're saying, you think about that, all those things you have to be more organized to know where to know where things are. And you work with people.
Yeah.
I would guess families show up to you and people show up to you like, can you help me?
Well, you actually have to be trained in your own home. I met a woman at a vision support group, a low vision support group. I was speaking and she was sitting right next to me. She was maybe around 50. I never ask a woman her age because
That's true. Yes, that's true.
But she had just been diagnosed with blindness. She lost her driver's license and her job in the same day.
Oh.
And the place, though, to go is the Department for the Blind and Vision Impaired. It's a statewide agency. We happen to have our office in the headquarters, one of the buildings at the headquarters. We're not with the DBVI or the Department for the Blind and Vision Impaired, but we're a tenant. And so she would go to the rehab center and they will train her on everything. How to use your stove, how to cook your own dinner, how to use a computer, how to turn lights on, all those things. And then the trainers, the teachers from the DBVI actually go to your home and they train you and teach you how to find things and operate in your own home, because now you're a stranger in your own land, so to say. About 80% of the individuals we serve are 60 years and over. So they've had their sight all their lives. That's the trick. And now they don't have their sight. And they're trying to operate in a world that they operated in for 60 years very differently.
Yes,
And they're, keep in mind, I said folks who need help. That's really not an accurate description of what nonprofits do, because you have to think about the fact that these individuals we serve were teachers and doctors and lawyers and ditch diggers and construction workers and radio personalities. They were everything that we are. They were leaders in our community, and they added value to our community. And so they lose their sight, they lose their job, but they still have value to bring to us. So when we connect our listeners to our 24/7, 365 broadcast so that they can gain the information and the tools they need, we are also connecting to their skills. And so we do podcast. And we have an amazing interviewer, Dr. Joseph Ashley, who has 30 years of experience in rehabilitation for the blind. He is blind and has been blind since college, and he interviews folks. I did TV.
mm-hmm.
So the first time I met Dr. Ashley, he had sent me a script. I thought,